Morning, YouTube. Mind, body, spirit. Just got my workout on. Feels fantastic. Love working out in the morning. Get those endorphins going. Get that blood going. Feel fantastic. I want to talk a little bit about the war on the young. And the reason this is so, I don't know, this is so near and dear to my heart. I have two children. But you can see this kind of played out in regards to many things that we see here in America, whether it be from the political end in regards to, let's say, entitlement programs, let's say Social Security, for example, to where it's nothing but actually it's just a Ponzi scheme, and it's an idea to where the young work, they put money in, and it's supposed to be for their retirement, but it's what happens is that you just end up paying for the older people who've made mistakes in their life or they haven't planned wisely, and they're looking for Social Security, looking for somebody to take care of them. And really, the war on the young is really um, um, it really shows that our lack of leadership as adults. And when we have things like Social Security and things of that nature, what it really says is that the older people made some bad decisions in their life and they want to be taken care of. Now, I want to know one of the arguments because I've heard this before. People say, I put into Social Security. It's just money that I'm getting back. Well, for every dollar you put into Social Security, you got to get a dollar back. I have no problem with that. You don't want a dollar, though. You want $13 back for every dollar you put in. That's a Ponzi scheme, and it's theft. And the reason and that's just one program. I can quote many, but it's Social Security is one of the main ones. Save your own money. Stop stealing money from the American people, and especially stop stealing money from the young. Another example, when it comes to our behavior as an adult. You think kids don't know the difference between drinking and smoking? How can we tell our children not to get high when we go back here and have us a glass of wine anytime that we want? That's exactly what we're doing. We're getting high. And we think kids don't know the difference. Lead by example. This war on children as relates to texting. Every time I turn on the television, they got these commercials on telling kids not to text while they drive. See, these are subliminal messages, trying to, give the idea that there's something wrong with the children. How about this? How about we shouldn't be doing anything in the car that distracts you from the road? You see, that would encompass everybody, not just children. So it's these sublime messages to where it's this war on the youth. When young people question us and we don't have an answer, we want to beat them and we want to do other things. Now, don't get me wrong. I ain't against discipline. Don't get me wrong. And harsh discipline at times. But within the context of what I'm talking about us not leading by example. As adults, you have to lead by example. Because when you do that, your children respect you. I'm a personal trainer. I get up and I work out every day. I do cardio, do weight training. I eat right. I lead by example. So when I tell my son and daughter that it's beneficial to do so, I have credibility. I have credibility because I'm doing it myself. If I tell my kid, I like to drink wine. I've never smoked marijuana before. But I would never tell my son not to smoke marijuana. Let me tell you why I would never tell him to not smoke marijuana. Because the choice would be to get high or to not get high. It just so happens that my drug of choice is alcohol. Now, when I say I like to drink, I don't like to drink. I have a glass of wine every now and then. And when I mean every now and then, let me be clear. Once every 3 or 4 months, because I really don't really like alcohol. But how is that any different than them having a joint every 3 or 4 months? There ain't no difference. But my point is that I tell my son the pros and the cons of it. If you smoke marijuana, this is the pros and this is the cons. That if you do that, you make your own decision. And a lot of parents are afraid to do that because the hypocrisy. But the thing about it is what parents don't realize is our children already know that we're hypocrites. We keep saying, well, I don't want to say that or I don't want to do that in front of my kids because I don't want to send the wrong message. You're already sending the wrong message. Our job is to create an environment that is conducive for learning for our children. disciplining them when it needs to be disciplined, and again, sometimes harsh discipline. But I'm sick and tired of this war on the youth and older people who have made bad decisions in their life, and they want the young to somehow to correct it or somehow to mitigate the mistakes that we've made in our life. That's not their responsibility. And so as we as adults, as we go through this life, we have to make sure that we make decisions that are going to put us in the position to where we won't have to be dependent upon our children. Hey, most of us who are responsible adults, when our children are raised, we tell them, hey, there are decisions that you can make that can affect you for the rest of your life, whether it be pregnancy, whether it be not getting educated, things of that nature. We tell them that if you don't do this, that's going to affect you for the rest of your life. But yet at the same time, as we get older, we somehow expect them to take care of us. We call it a contract. It's a contract here in America. We call it a contract with the youth. It's not a contract. How is it a contract when they didn't sign up to it? They didn't sign up for this. It's just that we as older people, we want them to pay for our mishandling of our life. Hey, as I get older, I could say to myself, you know what, I'm going to work a certain amount of years, and then I'm going to sit back in our retirement. I'm just going to collect this benefit, and then my son and my daughter, they have to pay for it. No, they shouldn't have to pay for it. They got their own lives to live. And I think that that's all adults try to do, especially here in America. It's just rob young people. And they try to rob young people of their life. And they try to make being young it's some type of disease of something. And it's not. I love the vitality in young people. I like the fact that they challenge us on every end. And sometimes they come off seem like they're belligerent, but they're not. They just understand hypocrisy when they see it. Recall back when Ron Paul, when he was running for president, and he went to all these universities, both what they call liberal and conservative. He went to Cal Berkeley, which is basically what they would call a liberal institution. And he's a Republican. He went out there and sold those places out. Well, not sold them out because I don't think it costs any money. But young people at Cal Berkeley, one of the most liberal institutions in America, children on Fridays and Saturday nights sacrificed to go hear this man speak, and they respected him. That's what made Barack Obama and the Democrats and Mitt Romney and the Republicans so afraid of Ron Paul, is because the young people saw a man, 76 years old, he's 77 now, get up and actually lead by example. What does leadership mean? Leadership means that you emulate the behavior. You do the behavior that you want emulated. Young people respect that. The reason they respect Ron Paul, 17 and 18 and 20-year-olds, the reason they respect him because he's a man of his word. Whether or not you agree with all of his policies, but he lives it out. And so it should be a reminder to us, when we keep talking about it, our young people are incorrigible, and we need to put them on drugs, and they need to be disciplined, and we need to do all these things to them. Be reminded that a person like Ron Paul, 77-year-old, how does he relate to someone who's 17? And it's very simple, is that he's a man of his word. And that's what leadership is. So I'm sick and tired of this war on the young. And the fact is that young people, they understand hypocrisy when they see it. And that's the reason they rebel against us. They don't reach a certain age and become rebellious. Americans have subscribed to this idea that once children become 15, 16, and 17 years old, they just become rebellious. No, they understand hypocrisy, and they understand a liar when they see it. And most of their parents are liars. They're liars, and they're not people of their word. I'm a personal trainer. I get up, I work out, and I do these things. For my kids to believe in fitness is because I lead by example. And so my charge is for you older people, whether you be 30, 40, 50 years old and you have children, if you want your children to respect you, if you want your word to have meaning around your house, stop blaming your children for everything that happens. When they want to get out and they want to experience things in life and they want to grow as a human being, you show them the things that will probably hurt them, and you talk about the things that will help them grow. How about starting with the Bible and showing them that they have a spirit, and about their body, telling them that they have to eat right. How about that? How about telling them about learning things, education? Make those things important, and your children will respect you.